Okay guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a cake that's called tres leches, meaning three milk cake. It's I believe a Mexican type of cake, and this is my version of how to make it. I learned it from Lisa, who is a chef in her own right. My sister is an excellent cook. But anyways, this is the stuff that you're going to need for the cake. You're going to need some, whatever milk it is that you use, whole milk, 1%, 2%. I like to use 2%. I've always been used 2%. So I'm going to use 2% milk. You need a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm using the Eagle brand. That's what I have in my pantry. And the Walmart brand of evaporated milk, which is a 12-ounce can. No big deal. Whatever brand you want, but as long as it's condensed and evaporated, and whatever milk you use. It's awesome. I use the Betty Crocker Super Moist Butter Recipe Yellow because of the butter that's in it. You need a whole stick of butter. I'm using Blue Bonnet. And then you need one whole box, which is a 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. You need some Cool Whip, either the light or the regular, whatever recipe that the cake calls for, which is your butter and your eggs and your water, which I have. And then you can use either fresh strawberries, which they're out of season here, so I'm going to be using some sliced strawberries in its syrup. It has sugar already in it. You want your stick of butter to be softened. That goes in there. I've already preheated my oven to 350. This calls for 1 1/4 cups of water and then 3 eggs. So I just throw it all in there because I don't really care. And then I throw everything in my box as I go, all the trash, because that's how I keep things clean. I don't know if you guys are like me at all, but I clean as I go. I can't stand a big mess in the kitchen. I can't stand a bunch of dishes in the sink. Bugs me. But anywho. Alright, so now I'm going to get my mixer and I'm going to mix it up and show you guys as I'm putting it in the pan, and then what I do when it's done. So you're going to just follow the instructions and make your cake as normal. Okay? So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I got it all mixed up and I'm going to grease the pan. What I normally use, I can't believe it's not butter, stuck it on a spoon. I'm not a chef, and I don't have anything in a spray bottle, so sorry, there's somebody outside and the dogs are going nuts. So that's what I do, is I put it on a napkin and then just spread the sucker around. This is how I grease my pan. So you grease it and you pour it in. All that goodness. I'm using a 13 by 9 pan. Okay, so when you get everything in there, you want to kind of hit the pan on the bottom, like on the counter, and it'll flatten out. Shake it, and then, okay, now it's going in the oven, and I'll show you guys when it's done. Okay guys, now we're going to get ready to do the milk. I tend to warm it up because I like it to get mixed really well and to put a little bit of warmth in it to melt down the condensed milk because it's really, it's so thick. So I'm going to set my stove top to a medium to start getting warm. On your cans, you want to make sure that you wipe the tops down before you open it up because, oops, it's already opening up. Because it tends to get dirty and stuff, so like in the stores, and everybody touches it, so you may want to wipe those off. Okay, I'm going to have to shake this up. It always says shake well, and there's always sediment down at the bottom of the can, so you want to make sure that's really mixed really good. What you want to do is pour the entire contents of each can into your saucepan. And this is my Paula Deen set. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm like scraping from the ceiling of the lid, and then look how thick this is. I mean, it's like super stinking thick. So you pour everything out of the can. The can of evaporated milk, what I do with it is I use it to measure out my homogenized milk. I'm going to pour my milk into a can of evaporated milk, where the evaporated milk was, and almost fill it up. So This is what I do. Fill it all up, see? And then pour that in there. So once it's mixed up, I'm going to put it on the stovetop and blend it up and mix it really, really well. And then I set it aside for a little bit. And I'm going to show you guys the cake right now so that you guys can see how I put the milk in it. Okay? Alrighty, guys. We're done with the cake. My milk is all warmed up. And I'm going to grab a little, like a paring knife. Had a water drop in it. And poke holes. Just so that the milk can drain all the way through the bread of the cake. Okay. So I got all the holes put in there. Now, sometimes it's good to let the milk sit in there, because that's what we're going to do is pour the milk in there. It's already warmed up and mixed really well. So that it doesn't really splash, I tend to put my spatula right in the flow, and that way it falls on it, and then I can spread it nice and throughout. So you want to put the entire contents of your milk, and it looks like it's too much milk, but it's not. In about 15-20 minutes, it'll be completely soaked in. Alright, so it's going to sit in there. Now I'm going to make the frosting for you guys. Okay, we're going to do the entire tub of the Cool Whip in your bowl. Okay. The entire contents of that. My cream cheese has been sitting out for a good 2-3 hours, and I am going to use all of my cream cheese, the whole thing, you guys. It sits out long enough to where it's soft enough to mix really well. You can add like a 1/4 cup if you want to of powdered sugar. I'm not going to add that in there simply because there's a lot of sugar already in the strawberries, because you're going to top it with strawberries as well. I'm just going to fold it all in there, and then I'm going to run my hand mixer through it to whip it. So I'm just doing this because I don't want big chunks to fly out everywhere. That's why I'm doing the folding technique. So I'm going to mix it up, and then once my cake has cooled down, I will spread this all on top, and I'm going to mix this before then, though, with the mixer, and then top it with the strawberries. And I'll show you what the finished product is on a plate, and make your mouth water. Okay. Okay, ladies, this is the cake. All the milk has been absorbed by the cake. You can see it's a little moist. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. But if I tilt it, you can see that there's a little bit of milk that wants to run down, and it's just barely pooling. So it's pretty much absorbed. Okay. This is like the yummiest. You guys have to try it at least once. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have already gotten my whipped cream and cream cheese mixture already mixed. I can eat this whole bowl. So what you want to do is, one of the biggest mistakes that I've done is eating this like while it's still warm and stuff. Now the pan is not warm at all, but I want it to settle. Oh gosh, I have it all over my fingers. So what I'm going to do is dump some, not all of it yet, dump some on there, and just spread it. And the reason why I don't use all of it is because sometimes if I do, there's not enough room for the strawberries to sit. So like I don't have enough space on top of my cake. So I'm not a professional baker or a cook or anything. I just love to cook and try new stuff. So swap it around. And then too, another reason why I don't use all of the whipped cream is because I want to eat some. Hey, if I'm going to stand here for a good little bit and be in the kitchen, for a few hours trying to get something, one of these things done for my family, I'm going to treat myself to something sinful like whipped cream. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit more because there's a couple little spots in the corner that is not as full as I'd like. And like I said, I don't like any of the bread showing, so I'm going to try and spread it really even. And you know how some of the bread of the cake tends to mound a lot more in the center? That's going to be the part that has the thinnest spread of whipped cream or your icing or whatever. Now, this is not, I don't think this is the traditional way to make your icing, but like I said, I'm not a cook. I have no training, except that I started cooking when I was like 7 years old. Okay, so that looks fine to me. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly, you know, even and stuff. I just messed that up. Darn it, let me fix that. Okay. No, I'm going to let this chill overnight because it helps the milk cool down all the way, and it stiffens it enough where it's going to make it a little bit solid and it won't be so runny. Because if you dig into it when it's still a little bit warm, you guys, just as good. It's just really soggy and sloppy, and I want some firmness to it. So, where's my... I guess I'll just do this one here. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can either put it in the refrigerator, being very careful not to have the lid touch the center, and let it cool like that. And then when you're ready to eat it, you cut it in your pieces, serve it, and then top your strawberries on top of. Or you can put your strawberries on top now, and then put saran wrap on top, because it doesn't matter if the saran wrap touches the strawberries, and then let it just chill like that the entire overnight, and then eat it the next day. Up to you. I was gonna go ahead and just cover it with strawberries. Well, I'm gonna cover it with strawberries because I want it ready to just eat tomorrow. And my parents have already gone home, and my dad said, "Save me some of that cake." I'm like, "Dad, I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. There's only me and Anna and Manny here in the house, so he thinks we're gonna eat it all and not save him any." Funny man. Okay. So now this tub is not one of the big ones, so it's not going to totally cover my, like the strawberries, all the strawberries are not going to cover my cake, but a lot of the syrup is on there, and that's just what I need. So what you see there is just enough strawberries and syrup and stuff for me, and I'm going to put this saran wrap on it, and then it'll be ready for me tomorrow. There's my cake. Just going to sit there, and now I'm going to eat some of the whipped cream and put it in the refrigerator, and it's done. You guys, that's it. There's your Tres Leches cake. I'll post a picture so that you guys can see what it looks like already served and stuff, okay? Thanks for joining me. And Jules signing out of her kitchen. Talk to you guys later. Bye.